guys, how's it going? It's Al. The week one recap video. DraftKings week one did not go according to plan for basically everybody. One of the lowest scoring weeks in terms of touchdowns in week one overall across the NFL since 2017. Less than 60 touchdowns scored. Usually there's like 75 to 85 touchdowns scored in week one. So a paltry week in terms of fantasy scoring. Some things hit, some things didn't. Hopefully you had a fantastic week. We're going to look at how things went in my cash game lineup, my tournament lineup for high stakes, my single entry one, as well as my 150 lineups in the Millionaire Maker. We're going to take a look at my underdog best ball that are weekly relevant, the weekly winners, and the Eliminator League to see if I made it through there, as well as my Rainmaker finishes. And we're going to go over the top 10 finishers in the SmizzGang Listener League from week one and see who advanced, the first competitor to advance to the Battle Royale in week 18. So thank you guys for being here. Drop a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel. Welcome to the Al Smizzle Fantasy Football channel, by the way. We come out with a few videos every single week, as well as shorts to try and help you. Mostly fantasy football, transactional league based, but also some best ball advice during the beginning of this season and this recap video for DFS and Rainmakers content on this channel. Make sure you subscribe and ring the notifications bell here as well. And let's go.
He's a legend.
Make sure that you join our Discord community. Over 7,000 people strong in the SmizzGang community. A lot of them had big weeks this week. Like Jang Bang took down like $8,300 in the Rainmakers. Somebody else that won their first tournament that they had ever won, the Knit, new member of the Discord as well, had himself a very solid day. Go over to the winner's circle. That is open to everybody. But if you're a channel member here on YouTube, go to smizzle.tv/join. The channel membership's on the main channel, not here on the fantasy football channel. Or if you're a subscriber on Twitch, where I am live 4 or 5 days a week during the regular season, you guys get access to the VIP rooms right here in the Discord. VIP only rooms. And in those VIP only rooms is my cheat sheet right here, where we go over everything to try and give you a leg up every single week, the biggest value add that I have over on the Discord. Let's take a look at how the cheat sheet did in week one. And we have the core cash game values. These did extremely well, especially considering how bombed out a lot of the value plays were this week. Anthony Richardson, 21.92 points. These guys actually opened things up for you to pay for the stud players that you want. Justin Jefferson, Tyreek Hill, everything else. P. Ryan with 11.6, which I graded as like meh, like lukewarm in this spot. Cortland Sutton, 13.2 points. Got a little bit unlucky here because he didn't have a ton of targets, didn't have a ton of yards, did score a touchdown, which kind of bailed us out. Russ Wilson missed him on a wide open. He was 3 yards past the defender. This could have been a 20-point day very, very easily. Tutu Atwell, 100 yards for him, but was not even the best 3K wide receiver on his own team. 20.9 points, more than fine for cash games. And Washington's defense, 11. The stacks didn't do well because not a lot of touchdowns were scored. Eagles, I said, had surprisingly low ownership, and they did. Also, if you take a look over here at the under 10 GPP plays, Devontae Smith was 17.7, AJ Brown with 14.9. Like, nothing was thrilling. You had to have Chargers and Dolphin stacks, and specifically, you had to have Dolphin stacks because such a weird run out for that game, considering how well it worked out for us versus the spread. The spread in that game was, let me take a look. It was 51, right? Was the week one spread for that Dolphins Charger game. And they scored like 65 real life points. And aside from Tyreek Hill, we got the worst run out for everything. Unless you had a secondary stack, which was extremely viable, not just in cash, but in tournaments of like Tyreek Hill to Austin Eckler, which was a great way to go. Both before lineups lock and in hindsight, that worked out for you. But the Tua doubles with the Austin Eckler bring back was great. Mike Williams got hurt, which kind of sucked. Only 8.5 points for him. Broncos puke stack did not work because really it was just Cortland Sutton and then a bunch of randos that had some catches but not great. Buccaneers doubles worked great. Rams doubles worked fantastically if you happen to go that route. Bring it back with one player on the other side. DK Metcalf, only 13.7 points, was here in our under 10% GPP plays section. P. Ryan was average. Jamal Williams stunk. Raheem Mostert was great. Rachaad White didn't get as much usage in the passing game as we kind of thought he would. Great matchup for him in week 2. Deion Jackson fumbled too much. Does not look like he's going to be the main guy moving forward, as Zach Moss will come back from injury this week. Tutu Atwell did great. Marvin Mims caught a ball and then it got called back for a penalty and meh. Cortland Sutton, talked about him earlier. Elijah Moore, that whole offense. Passing game was really terrible there. Nick Chubb was the best play. Deebo Samuel, I was on the right track but played the wrong guy. Against man-to-man, you want to play Ayuk. Against zone, you want to play Deebo Samuel. And they played a team that played an awful lot of man-to-man, and Ayuk ate. Hayden Hurst did fantastic. Tyler Higbee was fine. Luke Musgrave scored 8.8 points and fell down on what would have been a really long touchdown pass. Encouraging output for him. Njoku got unlucky that the touchdown pass to the tight end went to Schwartz and not him. Irv Smith, that entire offense stunk. And then, like I said, T. Higgins, WTF, mate. He had like 8 targets, didn't catch one of them. Just unbelievably bad. Travis Etienne with 21.4 points and a very encouraging 5 targets for him in week 1. Bijan Robinson, 18.3 points, 6 targets, looked fantastic with the ball in his hand and got out-touched by Algier. I don't expect that to be the way that they go consistently moving forward, but like, who knows? Arthur Smith does not care about pretty much anything regarding us. Devontae Adams, I'm going to keep playing him anytime he's under 10%. That offense looked solid, but everything ran through Jacoby Myers. Imagine that. But now he's concussed, so one less guy for them to go with. AJ Brown, 14.9 fantasy points. Nick Chubb, 19.7, and 2 inside the 5 opportunities that one went to Deshaun Watson, the other the aforementioned Schultz touchdown. Devontae Smith, 17.7, did find his way into the end zone. So cash games, I'm hoping that you did well. I had 2 cash game lineups that I was going with. The first one was Anthony Richardson. The other one, as I talked about on the Anti-Tinkercast yesterday morning, was going to be with Jalen Hurts. Minimize that. Rosie, cut this. And so my cash game lineup I went with was the Jalen Hurts one. The Anthony Richardson lineup would have scored a whole lot more. This lineup did have Jefferson and Hill. My Anthony Richardson lineup also had Austin Eckler at running back. I had to get cheaper here, and 2 of the 3 running backs really stunk up the joint. 6, too many snowflakes. Hurts with a snowflake. Richardson was more than fine. White with a snowflake. Williams was going to be in that regardless because of how high he was going to be owned. Rachaad White would have been Austin Eckler. Mims was Mims. I was coin flipping with all the 3K guys. Puka Nacua with a massive week this week. Apparently, he's just Cooper Kupp. Hope you're going to pick him up in your friends and family leagues. Justin Jefferson, Mostert hit. Likely was 80%, and he was the block play. We talked about on the Anti-Tinkercast how the way that I thought that you could... Oh, yeah, the Commanders were just fine at 2,800 for 11 points. The play was, with Likely being as high-owned as he was, and it's a tight end position, anything can kind of blow up, was to go with the same price pivot. This is my high-stakes lineup. This is the Thunderdome, 5K entry fee. I did not cash. I came in 15th. But I was on the right line, and I think I got unlucky this week because the game that I chose to stack was Chargers. I wanted the double stack on the Chargers with Allen and Williams because I did not think that very many people would be on that. Obviously, if I go with Tua, Hill, and anybody else and bring it back with Eckler, I chose to go with Nick Chubb, who was a 5 under 5 play. I was the only person on Nick Chubb in this tournament. Keenan Allen had a touchdown called back. Mike Williams got punched in the face on a scissor route, and he missed time, thought he was concussed. I went with a contrarian defense. Raiders over Bucks in this one. Luke Musgrave, like I said, 8 points as the flip-flop play. Going from Likely to Musgrave, I thought could give us, if Likely doesn't have a good day, and he did not, this could give us leverage on the field. And Musgrave almost had like a 14-point day. Mims, this sucked. Having Tutu Atwell here would have been better. Having Puka Nacua here would have been an absolute smash. But flipping this coin of Chargers and Dolphins and going with the wrong quarterback cost me the money this week. We're on the right track. We'll keep moving as far as that goes. My 150 lineups in the Millionaire Maker, the $5 one, roughly 6,700,000. Well, it's really 1.2 million entries in this one. So like, don't expect the top 500 finish, especially on a week like that where there are no touchdowns. My highest scoring lineup was an Anthony Richardson lineup. As I said, going into the week, I still will stack running quarterbacks like Anthony Richardson and Justin Fields. Guys I believe are going to have 25 or less attempts per week. I'm still going to stack them because if they go off, somebody's going off with him. Richardson went off in week 1, and he dragged Pittman, or Pittman dragged him along with him. 223 passing yards, a rushing touchdown, 10 attempts, but only 40 rushing yards. A quarterback tends to average 6.5 yards per run. So like, if he's going to run it 8 to 10 times a game, expect a better rushing output moving forward than 40. Like, this might be a muted 21 points for him. He was only 4% owned because people just didn't know what to do with him. This lineup had Pierce in it. I'm going with 1 with him, and then you can bring it back on the other side. We had Ridley in this lineup, Tyreek Hill in this lineup. He was correlated with Mike Williams here. TJ Hawkinson over in this spot. Aaron Jones is a standalone. Jamal Williams is a standalone. Let's take a look at Rainmakers. This is a little sketchy. I think I won like 5,000 in Rainmakers yesterday in an awful lot of packs. I don't have the exact number because the Rainmakers total winnings is including my PGA stuff and some preseason stuff as well. I didn't win 18 packs. I did win 7 of the 8 standard packs, which are like $400 a piece right now and probably will go up as supply sells out on those. Didn't have a fantastic week. I've still got a whole bunch of games going with the 2022 cards. For those of you who are wondering what happens with the 2022 cards, you can play them. My lineups that did well were in the legendary range. I think I came in like 6th in the legendary tournament. One of our SmizzGang HQ members came in 4th in that one with a very similar lineup to what I had. I won an awful lot of packs. We're going to open those on stream on Tuesday once I get the packs from the 2022 contest, where I have an awful lot of packs coming because I entered the pack only contest last week. Were these preseason? No. This one did all right. Oh, this is preseason. Where's the season? God, DraftKings, do the things. There we go. I had to scroll all the way to the bottom. So here's the showdown packs. 37th in this one. So we get a rare pack there. This one, got a whole bunch of packs. This one at the legendary tier, I had to play my Pollard down because I don't have a lot of legendary cards. Came in 7th, so I got an elite pack here. Bunch of good packs coming, and then the big games were at the legendary level. Sorry for not having these queued up, but you can see all the packs that were won. These were the great ones here. This is the only one that didn't finish well. Higgins, Lamar Jackson, still had enough from them, but like there's 137 people in these standard pack tournaments where everybody who gets into the green gets, let's say, a $350 to $600 valued pack. You had to have a ticket to get it. You don't have to do much to get in there. 138 pays 100. 139 paid 100. 137 pays 100. I won 6 of 7 of those, and that value is not included in the money won. So I did pretty well with those. $1,000 won from this lineup, which was the Trevor Lawrence, Ingram, Pittman lineup there. And then the legendary ones, 350 here in this legendary lineup. $3,000 for my Tua double stack with Keenan Allen, bring back Brian Robinson Jr. $350 for this one with TJ Hawkinson and Derrick Henry. Let's go over to Underdog really quick. This is the Eliminator. I loved drafting this. This was the only, I think I did 2 of these leagues, the $50 Eliminator tournament. This is like a guillotine league. Absolutely love these leagues. They're a lot of fun. I had to finish top 10. As you can see in week 1, I came in 5th. Now they're going to group me with other pods moving forward. I love this team. We're going for floor, not ceiling on this one. I have Jalen Hurts, Anthony Richardson, and Daniel Jones. I have 3 quarterbacks, should be able to get 20 points plus, maybe 25 points plus out of that triple every single week. We're not looking to correlate with this really, really hard. Rashad Penny was a scratch. Jeff Wilson is dead. Chuba Hubbard was starting. Latavius Murray is nothing. Joe Mixon and Ken Walker, my running backs, are going to be sketchy in this one. I did not get the guys that I usually was getting in my 0 RB drafts. Jamar Chase had as bad a week as possible. No wide receiver over 20 points. Zay Jones, Pittman, Addison, he had a day. It's going to be interesting to watch him. Marvin Mims, Hunter Renfrow, who, if Myers misses time, will be fine. Gerald Everett and Chig Okonkwo. Okonkwo was missed on a wide open long touchdown. As I said before the season, I think that Chig Okonkwo is going to be their deep threat on that team. They just don't have any field stretchers in Tennessee. And then my weekly winners, I did not cash in weekly winners this week, but here's all my lineups. My best lineup was Eckler, Waddle, Herbert, Williams, Aaron Jones. But I have a bunch of, we called them Jackson Bills lineups, where I still have players to go, and I've got, Ridley, ETN, Kirk, Allen, Diggs, where I've got stacks on both sides trying to capitalize on big weeks from the players that I stacked in those tournaments. So week 1 didn't win, but we've got 16 more weeks to go. And maybe if the Bills go nuts tonight, I might sneak into the money in any of those leagues. Let's take a look at the Listener League. And Boxer Mel 31 took it down with Anthony Richardson, Austin Eckler, Ken Walker, Tyreek Hill, Tutu Atwell, Calvin Ridley, Hayden Hurst, Pittman, Commanders. So here is this correlation. He brought it back with Ridley. He correlated Eckler with Tyreek Hill, the best secondary that was basically on the chart yesterday. Had a one-off value with Tutu Atwell from the cheat sheet. Went with Ken Walker, Hayden Hurst, top value from the cheat sheet until Isaiah Likely became it. This is a tournament, so he's looking for a low-played player. Has multiple players under 10% in the lineup. Went with the chalky play of Hill and Eckler, and you can eat the chalk when you differentiate in other places. Great lineup by Boxer Mel. Daily Grinder 123 with a Tua double stack. Also had Tutu Atwell. Robert Coriston, his third lineup. Anthony Richardson. You're going to see a lot of Chargers Dolphin stacks and Anthony Richardson lineups. Authentic always. The Giggling Grandpa got a Sam Howell to sneak in there. Also had Hill and Eckler as a secondary stack. Jefferson, Jones, a lot of guys who went off. T Lumps with the Herbert, I believe, stack. Uzi Beats. We got little Uzi Beats in the Listener League. Nice. Golgi Apparatus and Ron Paul 2012 really involved in Rainmakers. Congratulations to everybody who finished in the top 10. Make sure that you get in the Listener League once again in week 2. We have to fill it. Look out for another video right there.
He's a legend.